Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Metro Inner Development Assessment Panel. Apologies for a late start, but IT rules. This morning's panel, myself as presiding member, Clayton Hyam, Leo Donoghue as deputy presiding member, Mr. Peter Lee as the third specialist member, and councillors Reynolds and Gobbert. Councillor Gobbert, are you able to put yourself on the screen?
Yes, Chair. I'm just trying to do that, but the Zoom notification says you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it. So I'm trying to, but I'm not sure what the problem is, but
we'll sort that, I'm sure.
That's a decent speaker system.
Look, we'll carry on anyway, Councillor, and I might just have to get you to do a few verbal yeses and nos.
Sure.
I declare the meeting open at 9:37, and in doing so acknowledge the traditional owners and elders past and present of the land upon which we're meeting today. Have an apology from Councillor Victor Coe. No members listed as being on leave of absence, and minutes from previous meetings are available on the MIDAP website. Declarations of due consideration. Are all members familiar with the material before you today? Yes. Councillor Gobbert?
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. Are there any disclosures of interest?
No.
No, thank you. All right, we'll move on to the application. There is a presenter, Ms. Abby Goodall. Abby, would you like to take your seat there and do your presentation?
Thank you, presiding member, and good morning, council members and city officers. I'm representing the applicant in support of the proposed amendments to the approved mixed-use development, which includes student accommodation and a ground floor commercial tenancy. We are pleased to receive the officer's recommendation for approval of this application, subject to conditions, and thank the city's officers for their collaboration and engagement throughout the application process. Development, originally approved in 2020, was delayed due to the impact of COVID and shifting market dynamics, which led to a change in proponent. The new development team has introduced some minor design changes in response to evolving market demands and requirements from the operators. Specifically, this application seeks to increase the number of stories from 16 to 18, make minor changes to the external facade, and modify the internal layout, which will increase the total number of beds from 450 to 540. The city's officers consider these changes to be minor within the context of the overall approved development. Despite the proposed increase in building height and yield, as noted in the city's RAR, the development fully complies with the key requirements of the city's scheme in respect to plot ratio and building height. In the context of the entire 16-storey development, adding an additional 2 stories with minor facade and internal layout changes does not result in a proposal that is materially different. And in essence, the proposal remains the same and will contribute positively to the emerging student hub along Wellington Street. Regarding the proposed conditions and advice notes, we thank the city's officers for the opportunity to review and discuss the conditions in advance of the DAP meeting. We are agreeable to the conditions and advice notes. So accordingly, we request that the panel resolve to approve the application. Thank you for your time. I would be pleased to respond to any questions.
Thank you for that. Panel members, are there questions of Abby?
None from me, Chair.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Abby. You could have scot-free. I'll move to the officers. Julia, are you having anything you want to say, or are you just taking questions?
Thank you, Chair. Hopefully you can hear us. We can provide a brief summary if you want. Otherwise, I've got Craig Smith, City Architect, myself and officers in the room if there are any questions that we can assist with.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody want the presentation at this stage, or are you happy just to deal with questions? Good. Okay, are there any questions? Okay, thank you. Are there any questions? Oh, goodness me. Okay, thank you. Thank you to the officers.
Thank you.
We'll move on. We'll move on to the item. I'll seek a mover and a seconder for the item, please. Can I have a mover?
Happy to move, Chair.
That's Councillor Gobbett, and a seconder,
Happy to second.
Councillor Reynolds. Thank you. Councillor Gobbett.
I don't wish to speak. Thanks.
Okay. Councillor Reynolds.
No, I don't wish to speak either. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, this one. Fantastic.
Okay. Any further speakers? I think just to say that clearly this doesn't create any additional or any amenity issues. It is within the framework, well, largely within the framework and very supportable. So, Councillor Gobbett, back to you to wind up the debate.
Chair, I agree with your assessment entirely. 2 additional floors and some minor adjustments to make this development happen, I think is only appropriate that we try and get them an approval today. So, yep, happy to vote in favour.
Thank you. I'll put the motion. All in favour?
Aye.
Yes, thank you very much. That's carried unanimously. Thank you. Just to no SAT reconsiderations. There are a number of SAT matters running at the moment. Is there any general business?
Done.
No, thank you. I'll declare the meeting closed at 9:43. Thank you for your attendance. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Chair. Good to see you again. Goodbye.